Hi folks, this is Alex Luna and we're watching a photography guide for tropical birding tours. So on this time I'm going to do a presentation of Oaxaca virtual tour plus station in Isthmus and the Chiapas states. Okay guys, so before to start this virtual tour I did a list of 4 of my favorite species of birds in this part of the world. I hope you like guys. Okay, here we go with the first one. Okay, here we had a rose-bellied bunting. This is a Mexican endemic species, one of my favorite species of birds there. Okay, we had the second one. This is a red warbler. It's a white-cheeked subspecies. It's another Mexican endemic species. And here we have the Pinhead of Walrus. This is not Mexican endemic, but this is a species you can see only in Chiapas and the Guatemala country. It's not Mexican endemic, but the area where it's located, this species is very small area and very good one. Okay, so here we had the last one. This is a orange-breasted bunting. Definitely is my favorite so far, guys. We had the chance to see in the Pacific deciduous forest. And this is one of the species when I saw the first time, I thought I need to see this one. I put this one in my bucket list. When I finally saw that one, it was really, really exciting. Okay, guys, this is my 4 of my favorite species of birds. I hope you like, guys. Okay, here we go with the tour. Okay, so we can see here in the map. This is where is Mexico located. Mexico is a country with the border with the north is with the U.S. and the south is with Guatemala and Belize. And here we have the Oaxaca state is located in this area, and Chiapas is in this area, and this narrow part here, this is the Isthmus. So we'll cross through to the Isthmus to go to the Chiapas. Okay, so here we're going to see a closer view in the map of the Oaxaca state. Okay, so we can see the Oaxaca state here. We can see some of the places we're going to be. We're going to do 4 nights in Oaxaca City. So this is where it's located, Oaxaca City. We're going to be in Tuxtepec. We're going to do 3 nights there. And we're going to do 1 night in the Sierra de Mitotlán, and then we're going to do 2 more nights in the Huajatulco area and the San Felipe. Okay. Probably people is wondering why Oaxaca and no other states for this tour. So reasons is the birds, obviously. Just to give you more or less an idea, whole the Mexico country had like 1,100 different species of birds, and just the Oaxaca states you can see around the 800 different species of birds. So that's included a lot of many endemic species, and regional endemic and Mexican endemic species. That's the reason we do our main tour in Oaxaca states. Okay, guys. But so there is a reason why Oaxaca has a lot of species of birds. The reason is because this state congregates many ecosystems. 5 major ecosystems you can find only in these single states. You can see the most common, or probably the most is the pine oak forest. This is the largest ecosystem here in this area. And we have the other one, the brownish color. You can see here. This is the scrubby ballet. And then we had the other one, the Evergreen Forest. You can see the Evergreen Forest and all the ecosystems. And we had, when we visited Tuxtepec, we're going to have the tropical rainforest. That is something people does not expect to have a tropical rainforest, but there is a tropical rainforest in this part of Mexico. And then we crossed into the other side. We had the Pacific deciduous forest. That's the other main ecosystems in this area. So that's the reason why this state is so rich in terms of birds. Okay, so we're going now to see the station. This is the station. So remember, the last day of the tour is going to be in Huajatulco area. From Huajatulco, we're going to cross the Isthmus. This is the Isthmus where it's located. The Isthmus. Remember, the Isthmus is this is the narrowest part of Mexico. So just to give you more or less an idea, from here, from this Gulf of the Pacific Ocean, from this Gulf of the Tuxtepec, to the other side, to where is the Mexico Gulf, there is like 126 miles more or less. So that's the distance from here to the other side. Okay. So after crossing here, we're going to Tuxtla, then San Cristobal De Las Casas to do some birding. This is Chiapas stay here. Okay. That is for this stage. Okay. Here we have a map. This is a map you can see in the tropical birding web page. This is the hotspot we're going to be visiting during the main tour, and this is the station. So here we have some of the pictures that you will see during the tour. So when you be in Oaxaca, you're going to see this gorgeous architecture here. This is how Oaxaca looks like when you be in the city. This is common to see all these type of houses there. This is on the coast, in the Pacific coast. You will see the beach, very nice, very beautiful beach. And here we had how the women's, this is the traditional dress of the women's. And here we had this one. It looks like a pizza, but this is not a pizza. It's one of the traditional food from Oaxaca. This is a tlayuda. Tlayuda is made by beans, and you can see something brown, dark brown color, like a chocolate color in the back. In the bottom, this is the beans, and they put some tomatoes, some avocados, so avocados all the time. I love avocados. And you had the lettuce, large. What else is here? I think that's the main things here in this. Trying to remember. Well, anyway, oh, I forgot. Hot sauce, all the time. Hot sauce. It is very typical in Mexico to eat hot sauce. Okay, and this is one of the places we're going to be visiting during the tour. So during the main tour, this is the this archaeological site is called the Montalban. So Montalban, we're going to visit one of the mornings for birding, obviously, and to see some of this nice construction here. Okay, that is going to be how some of the magic you will see during the tour. Okay, this is a closer view in the map of the Oaxaca. This is going to be, we're going to do 3 nights here. We're going to the first night here, and then the next morning we're going to move from Oaxaca. The first day we're going to move from Oaxaca to Teotitlán del Valle. It's located like a 45 minutes driving, no more than that. So this is going to spend our first morning here, and then we'll do our the afternoon of the same day here in Jagul. This is another archaeological site. That's the first day. The second day we're going to do La Cumbre, or full day in La Cumbre birding for trying to find some of the endemic species from this area. That is going to be our first days of birding here. Okay, here we go with the Monte Teotitlán del Valle. Sorry, that is how this looks like in March, at the end of March and the beginning of April. So remember, April is in the end of the dry season. The rainy season is starting in May, so looks greener this area. This is the place we're going to be trying to find some endemic species for this area. It's going to be these couple guides coming here. Okay, so those are going to be the main target birds this morning. You never know with the birds, even when we know several locations. Sometimes they are easy, sometimes they're very hard. Take a lot of time to find these ones. Okay, so the one on the right side, sorry, I forgot to tell the name. This is the Oaxaca. Sorry, this is the Pileated Sparrow. And then we had on the left side, we had the Oaxaca Sparrow. So both are Mexican endemic species. They are, I told you before, they are no easy, but you never know. Sometimes you go to the right place, and sometimes they are there, but sometimes they are not there. Anyway, okay, this is the main target birds, and then we have other Mexican endemic species, like the couple ones coming here. This is the Bocas wren. And then we had on the left side, we had this is Bocas wren, the one on the right side. On the left side, we had this one is the white-throated towhead, Mexican endemic as well. But they are not so hard like the couple previous. They are more common. You can see the chance to see those birds is, I can say, 95%, maybe more. The chance to see these ones. They are very easy birds in the area, but both are Mexican endemic. Okay, so that is probably some of the main birds, or the target birds for this morning. Obviously, there are other species like ocellated thrasher, very hard, but in this area. But we had a good chance to see, or try to see the vireo, dwarf vireo. It's another species we had the chance to see in this area. And then we had other species that are not Mexican endemic, like this one. This is the woodhouse scrap jay. This is another species you can see in the area. Very shy bird. Sometimes it's hard to see, but anyway, we'll work very hard to see this one. And then we had the commons. They are the rare ones as well. We had the common ones. We had the elegant euphonia, the one here, the blue, beautiful bird here, colorful bird. If you see the mistletoe in the back, this is the favorite plant for these species of bird. So if you see mistletoe, the chance to see these ones is pretty high, because they prefer or like these plants. We had the rock wren. This is a widespread species. You can see it even in the US. And then we had the blue-gray gnatcatcher, other common species, and other common species like this one, like a curved thrasher. Uh, this is some of the common species we'll see in this morning. So remember, we're going to spend all the morning in Teotihuacan del Valle, and then we have the lunch in the same place. Afternoon, we're going to visit a place called Yagul. This is another archaeological site. But the reason we're going to move this place is to try to see two birds, two main tiger birds for this afternoon. One of the tiger birds is going to be the beautiful hummingbird. It's a beautiful hummingbird, like the flowers of this cactus. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 cactus just in this picture. So for any reason, I don't know why, there are a lot of cactus in this archaeological site, around this archaeological site. So that's me, more cactus, more chance to find this, more chance to see this hummingbird. Okay, so this is one of the species. The second one, the other species we're trying to find here, is the gray-breasted woodpecker. So this is one of the target species in this area. And those are a couple of species. Obviously, there are more species you can see there. You know, other type of common species living in the same area, in the same habitat. So this is basically going to be the end of our first day of birding. So we're back to the hotel, like all the nights we're going to do the same. Back to the hotel, we'll do the checklist, and then we'll talk about the next day and the target bird for the next day. That's the thing we do all the time for our tours. Okay, this is the end of first day. This is for our second day. We're going to visit Cerro San Felipe or La Cumbre. So that is how it looks like the forest. Is a green pine oak forest. So the elevation in these areas over close to 8,000 feet. It's pretty high, pretty cold in the morning. But the main target bird before the sunrise is going to be this one. This is the fulvous owl. Fulvous owl it looks like a barred owl. Maybe many people have seen the barred owl in the north. Maybe this is the fulvous owl. It's like a counterpart between barred and fulvous owl before to the suns come up. Okay, when the suns come up, we'll try to focus in this one. Well, this is a Mexico endemic species, and Cerro San Felipe is probably the best location to see this in Mexico endemic. This is the dwarf jade. This is the target bird, and then we had other Mexican endemic. Again, sorry to say many times Mexican endemic. This is the long-tailed wood partridge. This is a Mexican endemic species. Really hard bird to see. This bird most of the time you can hear her all the time. It's hard to see. I'm very jealous with this picture of my friend Nick Atanas. He got this picture. I don't know how did he get this picture. Anyway, that's a very good one. And then we had other endemic. This is the gray-barred wren, other the main target birds for this morning here. We had several species for this place here, okay? This is a barred wren, and then we had, my favorite. This is the red warbler. This is the white-cheeked subspecies in the pine oak forest, all the time with the mixed flock. You can see with the mixed flock, pretty easy sometimes move. It's hard to get a picture, because they move so fast, moving up and down, go down, just moving all the time. Anyway, so this is a beautiful one. Okay, so here we had other one. This is a colored towhead. This is another the Mexican endemic species. And then we had other ones. This is not Mexico, but this is close to the endemic. Is the great Silicate flycatcher. Other common species you can see during the birding there. You have the crescent face wobbler, all the time with a mixed flock, cheeping all the time. Very beautiful bird. Looks like a parula, but it's not parula. Well, similar parula. And then we had other one. This is the white-eared hummingbirds, another common in this area. We had the other ones. We have here northern pygmy owl. Sometimes you play the call of the pygmy owls to try to bring other birds to try to form a flock. But sometimes you get this one, that's pretty nice when you get this one. We had another one, almost Mexican endemic species. This is a Mexican chickadee. You can see just in a small area in the US, but just for a thing like this, it's not Mexican endemic. Okay, that is the end. Sorry, that was the end of our second date. And then for our third date, we're going to move from Oaxaca. So Oaxaca is more or less located in this area. So we're going to drive all the way up, and then we have to wait going down, 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 down to cross the. This is the pine oak forest that we cross the evergreen forest, and then we finally will ride to Tuxtepec. Tuxtepec is a tropical rainforest, so that's where it's located. Tuxtepec is in the north. This is a. We're going to do 3 nights here. Okay, so the first from here from Oaxaca to this Tuxtepec, we're going to drive. It's going to take normally without the stop is 4.5 hours maybe, but we're going to do all days. We're going to be stopping on the way, stopping, trying to see some of the good birds on the area, and then to arrive in the night to Tuxtepec to do, and then we'll do 3 nights here. Okay. So during the time we're going to be driving from Oaxaca to Tuxtepec, we're going to do several stops on the way. And one of the birds we're going to be focusing we're going to try to see is this one. This is a rusty ground sparrow. That's a type of bird prefer the dry forest or scrappy forest, thorn forest. So we know several locations for this species of birds. Okay, continue driving, continue crossing to the Sierra Madres Norte, going a little bit down to the facing to the Atlantic Ocean. We'll try to see this one. This is the unicolor jade. You can see in between the transition between the pine oak forest and the evergreen forest. So that's the habitat for this one. And this is more this one here on the right. This is the Bumblebee Hummingbird. They prefer more the evergreen forest. So that's going to be one of the birds we'll try to see during this driving time. And then we had other ones, other common species, really widespread species like this one on the left. This is the Rufus Cat Wobbler. They had several subspecies. This is the one, the yellow throat, Rufus Cat. That's a species you can see from Colombia to Mexico. And then we had this one on the right side. This is the common Chlorosphingus. In my opinion, it should be called a variable Chlorosphingus because from Argentina, where you can see, until Mexico, they had several subspecies. I don't know how many, probably 10 subspecies, could be easy 10 or maybe more. So just in the Oaxaca too, we'll see 2 different subspecies. Okay, this is one of the subspecies in the Sierra Madre Norte facing to the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, here we had. Okay, this is where we arrived to Tuxtepec. Remember, Tuxtepec is a lowland city. It's very hot during the day. And that's the one of the things you will see then when you get inside. When you get to the Tuxtepec, there's a big factory. That's the Corona. That's the one of the first thing you will see. And big factory is the place where you pay for a Corona. I think $1 per bottle. That is pretty cheap compared to other places. Sometimes you can pay like a $5. Anyway. So this is one of the rivers. We'll cross through to Tuxtepec. So it's a good place for birding. We'll stop one of the afternoon. We'll go to see some of the species along this river. And this is like the Oaxaca. This is a typical dress of the women. Very colorful. That's very common in all the indigenous populations. Okay. Okay. Here, remember, we're going to do 3 nights here. We'll arrive in the night, we'll do like the other days, checklist and talk about the next days. And one of the things we're going to do here is to try to see this one. This is going to be probably the most important bird during this part of the trip. This is the Summit-Charles wren. That's this other Mexican endemic. If you check in the map, the distribution for this species like this, very small, very narrow. So this one, they prefer, or they like this habitat, the limestone. Sorry. That's the habitat for this one, And they had other beautiful call, very attractive call. You can hear this one even in the distance. You can hear this one. This is going to be the main target bird for this part of the trip. Obviously, there are more species of birds. They're like remember, we're going to be in the neotropical forest. So you will see the kill-bill toucan. That's this other species you had a chance to see there. You had the birds like an Inca dove. You had like a gafted trogon. You had like a red-throated and tanager. So some of the many birds we'll see there. So this is one of the places we'll see probably normal. The previous day we'll see like 50, 70, 80 species, but this day here, just in the one single morning, we can see like close to 80 different species of birds just in one morning in this place. This is one of the places we're going to have a lot of species of birds, so that they will give like 80, maybe more species of birds in one single morning. So continue with the day, you can see birds like this one. This is yellow-bellied flycatcher, golden-hooded tanager, crimson-colored tanager, species like that. Several. We had other common ones like this one, like a white-bellied hummingbird. We had the green shrike vireo. We had the common one, the common in other places, but in this location is a very good one. Rufus Cat Wobbler, that's the one. So for other places it's common, but for this area is a very good one, very good species of bird for this location. Okay, so had species like that, and this is, well, after these 3 different days in the area, we're going to back again to do one more night in Oaxaca. So we'll do one more night in Oaxaca, and then the next day in the morning, so we're going to do one morning in this place. This is the Monte Alban. This is one of the most largest archaeological sites in this place. But with reason we're coming here, so obviously to see this place, these beautiful constructions here. But we'll be birding around here to try to see some species like a slaty vireo, maybe golden vireo, maybe to try to see the ocellated thrusher. There's a very good spot to see the ocellated thrusher in this area. Those are going to be one of the target birds to do some birding in this area. So this is ocellated thrusher. This is another Mexican endemic species. Very hard species, it's not easy, you can see the spot in here. It's a little dull color, but it's very good one, very I can say rare species. Okay, so that's another one. Oh, that forgot to mention, this is another Mexican endemic. This is a Pileated Fly Catcher. We'll try for this one. This is another slaty vireo. Both are in Mexican endemic species. Beautiful, this one. Look at the pale, beautiful white eye, greenish olive color in the head. Beautiful ones, beautiful species. And okay, so obviously we'll see other common species in the area, like a Virginia's Warbler, like the really widespread species like a vermilion flycatcher, or this one like a great flycatcher. Okay, so continue with the date. So after do all the morning in this place, in the afternoon, more or less we'll arrive to like midday. We're going to be arrived, depend the time, depend the activity of the bird. Sometimes it's very good, sometimes we stay a little longer, but sometimes we can ride direct to this place. This is the Puesta del Sol. This is one of the hotels we're going to use. This is, you can see on the right side, this is how it looks the Sierra Madre Sur. It's similar to Sierra Madre Norte, the same type of habitat. But we'll do just one night here, and one of the main birds, or one of the target birds for this area is going to be this one. This is the white-throated jade, a little similar to the one we saw in the previous Sierra Madre Norte. That is the Sierra Madre Sur here. This is similar to the dwarf jade. This is the white-throated jade. This one, it's really hard to see. It's very shiny. I remember I took this picture. When I took this picture, I played the call 1 or 2 times. The playback, I used playback, and the bird didn't respond after 20 minutes. So that's the thing, you have to play and then wait because they don't respond very, very quick. Take a long time to come. And I took this picture like at 40 meters away, more or less, and even that distance I couldn't get something a little bit good, Okay, that's going to be your main target bird for this area. And then we had other common birds like this one. This is the yellow ramp warbler, the Audubon's species. We had other common species like this one. This is, you can hear all the time. This one, rusty nightingale thrush, is a common one. You can hear even in the Sierra Madre Norte, Sierra Madre Sur. You can see in both areas, but it's easy to hear. Typical bird, easy to hear, hard to see. Okay, we had other one. This is a cordillera flycatcher. And here we had on the right side, in the left side, we had the other ones. Is a common one you can see in the Sierra Madre Norte as well. This is the mountain trogon, better known as flag because it's the same color of the Mexican flag. So red, green, and white. So this is the Mexican flag that local people know with that name. Okay, so that makes sense, you know the name. And then we had other common birds like this streakback oriole. We had here the yellow high juncon. We had here the golden vireo, and here we had again the common Chlorosphingus. We saw the other picture; it was very different of this one. So this is the Sierra Madre Sur subspecies, common Chlorosphingus, the one I told you, like a variable Chlorosphingus. Okay, so continue with this day. We're going to drive to the coast to the Pacific deciduous forest to do 2 more nights in that area. On the way, we're going to stop obviously to try to see these other Mexican endemic species like a red-headed tanager. At the same time, a little lower, we can see these rustling crown mudmots. This is another common species we had a chance to see on the way down. Oh, this is one of the top species on the way. This is the blue-capped hummingbird. This is a Mexican endemic species. They prefer the foothills. Uh, good chance to see it. Good chance to see it on the way down. Okay. So continue driving. So we arrive to the Pacific Ocean. This is how looks like this place. The Oaxaca goes the area. Like here we're going to do 2 more nights, and this is how it looks like the habitat. It's pretty dry. The trees are not too small like in scrub forest. This is a little bit higher, and this is one of the places we're going to visit. The Magate. This is one of the beaches in this area. Okay, so here we're going to be focusing to try to see those guys. Well, this is one of the Mexican endemic species. It's a pig meow. This is called Colima pig meow, very similar to Ferrugin's pig meow. And we had here on the right side, we had I can say my favorite one. This is the orange-breasted bunting. Uh, so I think they are Colima is a little bit hard, but orange-breasted I think is pretty easy in the right location. Okay, so this is going to be some of the target birds. Other endemic species, we had here the red-breasted chat, and we had here the flammulated flycatchers on the left side. This is another endemic species for this area, so this is one of the target birds for all this area. And we had other one, this common one like a broad-billed hummingbirds. We had other ones, common ones like white-fronted parrots, very common in this area. And we had the Rufus wren. That's another common species in this area. We'll try to see working in this area, trying to see all those species of bird. And here we had maybe some from people from the north, maybe you know this, probably you know very well this one. This is a northern cardinal, but look at that crest. So long crest. This is the long crest subspecies. This is like an insulated subspecies in the coast of Mexican coast. So that's the reason it had a little longer than the other cardinals. Okay, here we had other common one. That's a citronline trogon. That's the male. You can see the beautiful yellow eyes, the beautiful colors in the back. I can say it's a common species in this area. So that is going to be the bird we're trying to be working the next 2 days here. So remember, after the 2 days, they're going to be the end of the tour. Okay, so we had this is another endemic species. This is a golden cheek woodpecker. I can say it's common in the area, easy to find, And here we have the banded wren. That's another common species in the area. So we'll see all those birds in this trip. And this is one of the tours we're going to do. Some of the several species we're going to do during the trip. This is maybe only the 20% of the bird we'll see during whole this trip. Remember they had like a close to 800 different species of birds. So we had good chance to see during the main tour over 300 different species of birds. So I put maybe 20% of the species we can see during this tour. So guys, this is the main tour. So this is the end of the main tour. Remember, after finishing the main tour, some of the people probably want to do the main tour, and probably somebody else want to do the extension. The extension is the other place. Basically we have to cross the Isthmus and then we go to the Chiapas state. Okay guys, that's the main tour. I hope you enjoyed watching this main tour. So now guys, we're going to continue with the extension. Okay, the extension is the Isthmus and the Chiapas. So I'm going to put in the map where is the, remember here's the Oaxaca. We're going to be birding all day here. So from Oaxaca, we're going to drive all this way to Arriaga. That's the thing we usually do for the station. You know, we go to Arriaga, we cross the Isthmus. This is the Isthmus. Remember, the Isthmus is basically the divide. You know, basically between the Nearctic and the Neotropical. I can say that. You know. So remember, this is the end of the Sierra Madre Sur. So that's here's a breakdown. This is a clear part. You know, not really high. And here we start other high elevations, different mountains here. So we cross this area and then we go to San Cristobal de las Casas to do 2 nights here, and then we'll do 2 nights in Tuxtla to after do 2 nights tour to finish the station. Okay, here we go. This is the map that all the places we're going to be visiting, and then continue. We're going to this is going to be one of the top birds or the target birds in the station. You know, this is the cinnamon-tailed sparrow. So there are several locations for this species between Oaxaca and Arriaga. Yeah, between Oaxaca and Arriaga. Sorry, there are several locations for this species of bird. So we'll stop and we'll try different locations for this species. I can say it's no hard bird. You know, if you're right if you are in the right place, it's probably a good chance to see this one. Okay, so continue. We're going to see other common birds like a white-lored gnatcatcher. This is another common one in the same habitat. They share the same habitat with the cinnamon-tailed sparrow. We had other common stuff like we had leatherback woodpecker. Here we had the female. We had cinnamon hummingbird. We had again rosencrown the motmot. So this is the male leatherback woodpecker. And then we had here on the right side we had the black stripe-headed sparrow. Sorry, I forgot the name. So we mainly saw sparrows in this area. Stripe-headed sparrow. Okay, so continue with the day. We finally were right. Depend the morning. Sometimes we can do. Remember from Oaxaca to Arriaga, it's like 3.5 hours driving without stop. But sometimes we do more than half. Obviously we're going to do more time because we're going to be birding on the way. So sometimes we arrive in the afternoon here because we have to lunch on the way, and we're right here. We leave our suitcases in the hotel. After that, we directly to try to find this gun. This is one of the top birds in my opinion. This is Rose-bellied bunting. It's a Mexican endemic. You know, I told you before in the presentations. And here we had other one, the hummingbird, green-fronted hummingbird. That's another Mexican endemic species. Here you can see coming to this Inga flower. If you see the Inga flower in the area, that's a good chance to see this one. So this is going to be probably in the afternoon, these birds. If for any reason we miss in this afternoon, we can do the next day in the morning, But the next day in the morning, we're going to be trying to see this one. This is the almost Mexican endemic species. This is the giant wren. Located in a few areas on the coast, along the coast, so not too far from Arriaga. We'll have to drive like 30 minutes more or less from Arriaga to the coast. So we had to try to see this one. Another common ones, widespread species, the white-throated maypite jay. It's very common in the area. We'll try to see this one. And then we had the good ones in this day. It's going to be the white-bellied Chachalakits, another good species in this day. Here we have this is not like endemic. This is a very widespread species. This is the Peruvian pygmy owl. You can see from Mexico to whole Central America, and you can see in Brazil basically all the neotropical countries, included the some of the Mexico part, the Arctic part. It's a really widespread pygmy owl. But I like this picture. It looks pretty nice. I hope you like this picture. It's my favorite one. Okay, so after finish this date, so do the morning in Arriaga. So we're going to drive to San Cristobal de las Casas. We'll probably arrive in the afternoon. We'll in the afternoon. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to do the previous day. We're going to ride there. We're going to leave our suitcases in the hotel. We're going to do 2 nights here, and from here we're going to focus in this bird here. So here we have, this is one of the top species, in my opinion. It's one of the most beautiful warblers. This is the Pinhead of Walrus. You can see only two countries, in Guatemala and Mexico. By Mexico, just in Chiapas states, so in a small area. This is a kind of bird preferred the pine oak forest. The pine forest is one of the together you can see together with this one the oscillated quail. So we'll try to focus in one of the mornings or one of the afternoon for those couple birds, in the same area, and obviously other species of birds in the same area. Okay, so this is during the day. Now we're going to be in the night. In one of the nights, we're going to be focusing those birds. So remember the one on the right. This is an spotted subwet owl. You can find just in a small area. If you check in the map, it's only located just in Costa Rica, but it's as well in Chiapas state. So we had a couple of locators for these species of birds, and we had on the left side. This is a bearded screech owl, another good ones. Is only a few places in Chiapas, Guatemala. I think it's only in Honduras as well. I'm not sure which. I think it's Honduras. Anyway, so you can see the chance to see all in those places. Really good ones, really good species to see. That's going to be main of the target birds. So we're going to do one of the days. We're going to try to see this one, the highlights one. That's another one. It's a totally black bird with the blackbird. Sometimes this is really hard to see this one. And we have the cinnamon-bellied flower perches, another common one in the flowers. And then we have this one. This is it's a warbler. It's a matte color warbler. I think it's. I'm trying to. Sorry, I forgot the real name, but that's not. This is that's the name. Okay, so continue with this one. We have this other one. This is they are no endemics, but they are good ones. This is the blue-throated mudmot. There's a few locations in this area where we had the chance to see this one. It's another one. It's like a small mudmot. It's very hard to see. I prefer to stay in the low part of the vegetation under the store. Sometimes it's hard to get a very good view. And then we had here it's another mockingbird. This is a blue and white mockingbird. Another species we'll try to see in this area. Okay, so we'll spend 2 days in San Cristobal de las Casas. After the 2 days, we're going to drive to Tuxtla Gutierrez. That's the capital of Chiapas, to do 2 more nights there. And basically, there are a lot of birds in the area. But this is one of the Sumideros Canyon. This is one of the things we'll see during the trip. But we'll be focusing in these couple birds. This is the Nabat's wren. That's another one top birds to see in this area. And we have here belted flycatcher. So beautiful flycatcher. We'll try to see these couple birds. And obviously there are more birds we had the chance to see there. So trying to do something shorter, because there are a lot of species we had the chance to see in the area. Okay, that is probably some of the main birds from this station. I'm probably forgetting to put some other birds, but I think this is probably the main birds from. And there are more. Obviously, there are more birds. There are more other wrens and other species we had the chance to hear. Okay, guys. For me, I think that is all for this virtual tour. I don't want to longer this video. Hope you had fun. And please, guys, thank you for watching. And this is the web page of Tropical Birding Guides. If you want to, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And please don't forget to drop a like in this video if you like it, if you enjoy it. If you had any suggestion, please don't forget to write us. Thank you, and thank you so much again. And I hope to see you in this tour.